Welcome back, guys. Today we are excited to be joined by Alice, owner of Ava Active and an absolute powerhouse in the activewear space, who has built a massive community of loyal customers through the best quality, a strong brand presence online, and innovation in her designs. We are looking forward to talking all things social media, biz, and just getting to know Alice more. So on that note, welcome.
Thank you.
I want to know, I'm going straight off the bat. This is my toxic trait, is whenever we have a guest on, like hard-hitting questions. Actually, before I do that, give, I guess, our listeners a bit of a rundown of who you are, how you came to be, and kind of the evolution of Ava.
Okay, that's like 3 massive questions in one, but let's start there. Good. So I started Ava at 21. I'm sure I had the idea, let's say a year before. Who knows? Started Ava as an online coach, personal trainer like you guys. Honestly, best job still to this day.
So
I love and adore my brand now, but the freedom of online coaching, it's unmatched.
Yeah.
It's really unmatched. Anywho, I decided to start an activewear brand and was just sick of buying stuff with my own money and not loving it. And also I was working on the gym floor at times and I was like, I need to look my best. I'm ordering these things. My bum's not looking great. I've got a camel toe, the works. Like I'm not getting clients like this on the gym floor. So I just ordered a pair of leggings online and they were amazing, made a few amendments, was rocking them. Clients were like, I need whatever is on your body, like I need that. And then I was like, we can cook something up here. So yeah, that's honestly how the idea kind of came to me. And I'm 25 now. It'll be our 4 years in March 2026, which is really crazy. And I've got 5 employees now. It's crazy. I don't know if that's a good enough synopsis of where I'm at right now and why I started, but just selling and making loungewear, activewear, the works, really.
Love it. 5 employees, 2 warehouses, pop-up stores.
3 warehouses.
Go.
Yeah, last week. I don't want to talk about it. I'd love to be under one roof, but it'll come.
Insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
It's incredible. I bet you didn't imagine it evolving as quickly as it has.
No way.
In that time, because we always speak a lot about business as well as mindset. Mm-hmm. I'm sure you've learned so much over that period of time. But if you could think of some of like the key mindset attributes that you think have helped you with that evolution to stay strong, to keep being really confident and to keep persisting through, I'm sure, lots of setbacks along the way.
I think the mindset that you have to have is to like just sounds simple, but just to keep going. Like I'd be lying if I said I don't see other activewear brands because that's market research. It's normal. Like you guys would see other online coaches and the challenges they're putting out or the things they're launching and the amazing things. Like I love seeing what everyone does because I love business, like genuinely. But I think you just have to have the mindset to keep going no matter what. Even if you feel like you launched something and then someone maybe did it better or you have to be really resilient and really strong because there will be really shitty months. There'll be shitty launches. There'll be shitty moments. You'll lose money at times. You'll make bad decisions and you'll kind of kick yourself for it. But I think being personally like resilient, but also I'm always going to go back to my support system and my network as well. That's also very important. Like you need to be able to go home or vent to someone because it's not a very normal job to have, in my opinion. Like you're putting out fires every single day. Sometimes tiny fires, the best days ever. Sometimes huge ones that you feel like, am I going to like go bankrupt tomorrow? Like what the fuck's going on? So yeah, you have to have resilience. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in your brand. I think that's one thing that I regret when I started Ava is I wasn't the face. So I don't think I backed it as much as I should have when I launched. I was like, this is a hobby. Like I didn't feel like the product was my personal best product, but it was enough for me to launch, which is also good because if you're trying to just have a perfect product, you're never going to launch. You can always like work on it. But I don't know where I've just gone in a full 180, like full 360, but like resilient, have a good support system, believe in yourself, believe in your product. And with all of that in mind, you'll be able to sell. But I think if you don't believe, you're not going to sell. You're going to be like, here's why you should buy my really amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I want to ask a question around building a community. So you have kind of like blown up on TikTok. And I would say like from what I see, TikTok is like your main community. That's like the thing that you guys drive home. You are so active and so confident getting your face out in front of the camera, which we love. But I know for some of our listeners, they want to either start a business or start posting content or doing something. How did you go about like actually focusing on building your community and not getting distracted by what other people are doing, or even like, you know, a video flopping or you lacking confidence?
Again, you see everything that everyone does, even if you don't follow them or whatever, it comes up like For You page, my God, the worst. Sometimes you're like, I don't want to see this right now. But it comes up, it's in your face, but it's up to you to focus on yourself, hone in on what you're doing and just perfect that. Perfect your authentic voice, your authentic vision, your authentic visuals or whatever you're doing. Like when I first started, I was doing mainly packing videos. It was just me in my spare bedroom with my sausage dog. So it was like coming up with creative ways to show how I worked as a small business without, I didn't want to look too small businessy, but then once I got over that hurdle, like you're going to post nothing if you're worried about looking small businessy. You're going to have nothing to post if you're trying to compete with Skims and look like that budget. It's impossible. And you have to start somewhere. So yeah, I think for me, it was a matter of just worrying about being myself. And that's still what I am to this day on my TikTok. Like from when we were doing 50K a year to now doing what we're doing, I'm still dressing up in a mullet wig with a mustache, walking around our warehouse complex. And I even put that on my Instagram, which was actually really stressful for me to do because I'm like, that's very aesthetic. I see it very differently to our TikTok. I see both platforms, as you would know, very differently. But I was like, you know what? I believe our community, like they eat it up. They love it. No other brand owner, especially when you get to this point where you're like, we're a company now. Like we're making big bucks. Like I don't treat my community like that. I don't treat my employees like that because I'm not like that. And I want to be how I am 24/7 in my job and in front of my community, because then I don't ever have to put on a facade. I don't have to put on a blazer for the videos because that's how I want to be perceived. And it's easy and it's organic and it's natural. So I think anyone that's like nervous to post, if you just be who you are on a normal day, of course you've got to make sure you dot your I's and cross your T's so that you're saying what you need to say for your product or your service, then people will just naturally gravitate to you, like how they would if you're trying to make a friend, you know? If I'm being a fake person to you, you're going to get that vibe and you're going to want to be my friend. But if I'm being my natural self, you might click with that. You might want to be my friend. It's the same as online, you know?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I love that. I think that's perfect. Because I know that a lot of our listeners struggle. Like we get so many comments of like, I want to post content and I want to do this, but they're so in their own heads and so afraid. But I love that. Like just be yourself and know that you're going to attract the people that either want to buy your product or want to work with you.
Because
I was going to say, even a point that you mentioned that goes or leans into that with our listeners wanting to start something or even just put themselves out there. And you mentioned when you were starting with your first iteration of like product ideas, it probably wasn't 100% perfect, but you just put it out there. And I think that's a really powerful point, because whether it just be starting a fitness journey or starting a business, so many people are stuck at that point where they are overanalyzing, they're in like this perfectionist mindset, and then 24 months pass and they're watching everyone else achieve the goal that they wanted and they're still stuck there. And I think like looking at someone who's hugely successful, you're saying like you felt that it probably wasn't 100% perfect, but the only way that you're now able to make things better and better every time is like through that trial and error and that backing yourself. So I just wanted to kind of elaborate on that because I think that's hugely important. And then my next question for you would be, all of these things take a lot of confidence, right? And we don't necessarily just come out of the womb feeling that way. So I don't know about maybe Kate Morris. But if you were to think of some things that you think have really helped you build your inner confidence, so when you do have setbacks or if things don't go to plan, it doesn't rock you, what would they be?
I like to vent. I feel like some people like to hold it in. I like to vent. I'm a talker. I'll call whoever I feel really comfortable in being authentic and honest to, like fully as like your inner child or like fully vulnerable or whatever, which to me is usually my mum or my partner. And just vent. This is what's happening. This is how I'm feeling. This is why I'm feeling it. And I usually can resolve those feelings quite quickly. Whereas if I bottle it up, which I don't do, because like I said, I just blah, 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 my life story, I feel like you don't get over hurdles as quickly, or you don't learn as quickly why things happened, how you could do it differently next time. And I feel like you know who to go to for that sort of advice. Like for me, like I said, my partner's really good at thinking things that I don't think. Like I'm thinking a little bit irrational and emotional, and I'm hot-headed, and this pissed me off, and that person did this, and why did that happen? I can't believe that I let myself do X, Y, Z. And he's like, okay, but this happened. How can we resolve it? What can we do differently next time? And I think as well, the more mistakes you make, and when you prove to yourself that, okay, a mistake can happen, but I pull through in the end, that's how you do build confidence. Being able to make a mistake, prove to yourself that you can resolve something or get through it or whatever. And then you build your confidence that, okay, if something like that happens again, I know how to deal with it. Like, I'm good, you know?
Now, owning a business, I feel like on social media, it is like glitz and glam, right? Like we see on social media that like owning a business is easy and it's going to happen overnight and there's not any setbacks. I want to know, if you're comfortable in sharing, what are some of the hardest setbacks that you had? And then how did you kind of overcome them to continue, you know, growing your business or growing your team, etc.?
There's like setbacks all the time, especially with a product. And I already know just from having a few friends that also are in e-commerce, whether it's a beauty product or swimwear or whatever, it's not just happening to me. Like everyone has, like I said before, fires to put out every day. Setbacks would be mainly fixated on product, not getting it in time, getting it and it's faulty. If you work outside of Australia, they're like one of your main employees essentially. Like they make your product. And for us, we deal with China. There's a little bit of a language barrier. There's a time difference. That is can be a massive setback, especially when there's stuff ups. Like we had a stuff up last year, right before Black Friday. Our bread and butter product, our seamless, came into Australia and it was faulty. Maybe not for most people, they would think that was faulty, but for me, I was like, I will not and cannot have people walking around in these leggings. I will not even for $2, not even to make my money back. Like we ended up paying to get all of it sent off to a recycling company in Melbourne and made into furniture. Because I was like, I cannot sell this. I literally can't. The girl, like I had advice from so many people and people were saying, you could do this, this and that. They're giving me suggestions and ideas and I just put my foot down. I was like, will I be proud if I saw someone down the street wearing this, knowing they also spent money on it?
Yeah.
No way. So that cost us $100,000.
Lessons in everything.
That's the other thing. I feel like I'm pretty with business. Like I am pretty optimistic and resilient, like I said before, because I actually like learning lessons. I don't mind things to happen to me, especially like when that happened, all my girls that work with me were like, oh my God, da 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 da. It is a massive thing to happen. But I was like, girls, imagine this lesson happened to us when it was $1 million worth of stock, 3 years down the line for Black Friday or whatever. So I don't mind learning lessons, to be fair. Like I love it because that's kind of the only time in my job where I feel like I'm challenged. I do find my job comes naturally to me, so I like it. But the main setback for e-com or product is manufacturing. It's rough.
Yeah. I like that kind of mentality that you have around like the failing forward. Like that setback is not the setback that's going to end your business and you're going to crack the shits and not continue to keep going. It's like you see that as a lesson and then you're able to move through it. You extract the lesson and then you do better next time. I love that. Good mentality.
Yeah. I think as well as a leader, like it's so important to show in those moments that it's not soul destroying. Like we can move forward as a team. Like what can we learn? I think that you are going to help everyone in the business, of course, be better. Optimistic essentially. Yeah. I just feel like whether it be, again, because we have fitness girlies listening to us and we have business girlies listening to us, I feel like we have two options when things like don't go to plan. We can kind of spiral and be really cynical, and then that be the end of the fitness journey or the business. Or we can have this mindset, which is amazing, which is like, okay, I'm resilient. I can handle anything. I'll learn from something and I will be better. And I think that I will be better mindset actually, like you've said, somehow makes these negative things turn into something that can be super empowering, which I love.
Every time it's happened as well, like now that was 1 whole year ago, it's one of our favorite stories to talk about and tell. It's funny, and it will never happen to us again. And I can now help my other friends, like I said, in e-commerce. And I love sharing it because I can say this happened to us. So next time you order something, check your bulk. If it lands in Australia, there's no good luck with China and their laws and their governments getting it refunded or whatever. Like you really got to be on top of your shit badly.
Yeah, I love that.
With any industry, we always hear when someone starts in a certain industry that, especially in fitness or in activewear and, just clothes in general, people always say it's saturated or like everyone's doing it, right? And I think that can either get in your head and you can be like, what do I have to offer? But you have broken through that and you've just done amazing things, especially on social media. Could you think of like 1 or 2 things that you think have really helped kind of break through that? And also if you've done anything rogue that you think has allowed you to really stand out?
I think I will always go back to authenticity, like 100%. You can be authentic in the way your brand looks visually, colors, fonts, all that stuff. But as a personality, especially with TikTok, you kind of do have to have a personality for your business. It's not just pretty pictures on Instagram anymore. So you can be so authentic, like stupidly. And like I said before, that just coming naturally from me and my personality is easy. And we just follow through with that in all of our content. And me and the girls have a laugh. Like what you see on our TikTok, that's us in the office. And to be honest, in the office, it's worse. Like it's a lot worse. But I think authenticity is very, very important. But I don't think any industry is oversaturated. I don't know who made that up. Someone that was scared to start a business probably made that up. But it's the same as Sephora. Like anytime there's a new makeup brand in there, I don't think, oh my God, there's already 16 makeup brands in this shop. Like it's ridiculous. I'm thinking like mad. What do they have that I can try and test? That might be my new favorite eyebrow gel. And that brand's in there for a reason as well. They've launched knowing that there's already Fenty Beauty, House Labs, Tarte, whatever. And they're still in Sephora. They're still making millions. Like imagine that brand didn't launch, whatever. So I don't think any brand's oversaturated. There's customers for everyone. There's billions of people in the world. And if you're scared to launch a brand because you think there's no customers for you, then don't start a brand because you don't have the balls. You know what I mean? You have to have balls. Like you have to back it.
Yeah.
You have to.
I love that you bring up you have to back it because I believe that not everybody is cut out to run a business.
No
and
way.
I know that sounds very savage.
No way.
Sorry, guys. But I truly believe like you have to almost be a certain kind of person to run a business, continue going when things get really hard, and then ultimately make it really successful. I also believe, and I don't know if you agree with me, you almost have to be obsessed with it.
Oh, yeah.
Like the way that I look at you guys, like on social media, and obviously I've known you from the fitness industry for years, right? But you were the same with your fitness business. You were obsessed with it. You were always creating content. Now you do that in Ava too. Do you think the same?
100%. Like I'm too obsessed with Ava. I think about it all day, every day. I'm in the shower. The amount of voice memos I have in my phone of ideas, things that I'm going to do, collections I'm going to make. There's like, I can do this on my phone, scroll, because I'm in the shower and I've got a little bit of time off my phone to think. Like I'm obsessed. My partner would agree with me. He's like, yeah, it's just it's a 24/7 thing. But I think if you're not obsessed, you're probably not passionate. And if you're not passionate, I don't think anyone should do anything they're not passionate about because as not to sound cheesy, but life is very short. And if you want to be a hairdresser, be a fucking hairdresser. If you want to be an accountant, be an accountant. If you hate accounting, don't be an accountant. Like do something you're passionate about. Even if you don't own the company, still do things that you're passionate about. It's easy. I guess it's a little bit easier in the creative industries. It's easy to be passionate about something creative, but yeah.
I love that. I agree.
Yeah, I was just going to say on the whole point of like, I don't think everyone can run a business. I think there's just like this unhinged delusion that you kind of need a little bit to actually just keep backing yourself, especially when you're starting something and you kind of don't have a soundboard yet. Like say if you're starting a new business or you're starting in the fitness industry, whatever it is, there's this initial grind where you're putting in this effort and you don't really have anything to show for it. And I personally see a lot of people lose the momentum there. But if you have this kind of just unhinged desire to be like, I'm just going to keep pushing it, I'm just going to keep showing up, I feel like that's always going to lead to something.
For sure. When I started Ava, and I said before I was treating it as a hobby, I got frustrated at myself that I wasn't really trying, because I really wasn't. It was like my customers were buying them because they saw it on me. My close friends were buying it because they, again, saw it on me. It was very much like that. It wasn't posting much on Instagram or TikTok because I didn't want to be the face and yada, yada, yada.
I remember that. I remember this brand, and then I remember one night you're like, it's my brand. I was like, whoa, kind of a cool launch though.
I guess, but I feel like I could have even done that a bit funkier.
Yeah.
Like it was kind of forced. I started working with a TikTok agency. I didn't even know how to use the app. I did not know how to use a sound, put text on a video. I did not know how to use the app. So I hired a company to teach me how to use it. But when I started posting on TikTok, I can't even remember what I was talking about. What were we talking about? I'm sorry.
Sorry, I interrupted you.
No,
we were
you're
talking
fine.
about you having the faceless, like you not being the face of your brand.
I'm
Then
so sorry.
TikTok agency, you started working with them.
What were you talking about?
I've forgotten.
The chaos.
Oh no, I know what we're talking about. Sorry. When I saw it as very much a hobby, I was getting frustrated with myself because I wasn't like, why am I not balls deep in this thing? Why am I not excited? Why am I not like giving it my all? So I was like, okay, I'm going to get this agency. I could not even afford it at the time, but I was like, I'm going to hope this has a return on my investment. And it did so quickly. But I said to myself, I'm going to go like crazy on this brand for 12 months. I posted 3 TikToks a day every single day, Monday to Sunday without fail. That's a lot of content. Yeah.
Especially as a one-woman show as well.
Literally. So I would like pack orders. I'd do my online coaching clients check-ins. Then I'd go to the gym, film videos, come home, film a packing video, drop them off at the post office, find something else to film. Like my printer got delivered and I'm like, mad, I can do a printer unboxing. Like I was like, yes. And then my partner would get home from work. I'd be sitting on the couch already like bang, 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 editing. Then I'd get to dinner, I'd eat, go to bed, repeat. And he'd get frustrated, of course, as anyone would. But that was my life for 1 year. And I said to myself, if I do this for 1 year and it pops off like crazy, I am laughing. And I'm going to then obviously be excited about it. And if it doesn't, I've wasted, 12 months, but in the grand scheme of life, not that bad. But you have to be obsessed. Like I made myself obsessed and it paid off in like 6 months. I think I had 30K followers. And then within 8 or 9 months, I had a factory and my first employee.
Insane.
Just from actually putting in effort. Like not just like, all right, like, yeah, I'll start posting and then post one a day or one every couple of days.
I think that point's really interesting because I feel like sometimes people, again, fitness or business can get frustrated with the results that they don't have with the work that they're not putting in consistently.
Doesn't add up.
Like we're just like, it doesn't add up.
It's the lack of effort, but it's like, what's that saying where it's like, if you want to have an average life, you need to do average things. If you want something above average, you need to do exceptional things. So it's like, okay, cool, posting 3 TikToks a day, maybe not be exceptional, but it's like you went the extra mile to grow the brand. You weren't just like, I'll wait for it to fall into my fucking lap.
That doesn't happen with anything. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I was just going to say the whole like treating it like a hobby. Like you can't be frustrated with what you don't have with the effort you're not
That's
putting in.
what I was telling myself. I was like, why are you getting mad that you're getting 1 order a day, which is still amazing. But I was like, this is not what I'm going to do. I'm going to either get hundreds of orders a day and thousands of orders on launches, or I'm not doing this, because eventually your hobby gets a bit embarrassing. Like people are like, so what's that activewear you're selling? And you're like, don't worry about it. Like, not really. It's a hobby. Like, you're awkward about it. You're doing it or you're not doing it, you know? It's with anything. Like, you want to find a partner? Find a partner. Really try. Like, put yourself out there. You want to grow your business? Put yourself out there. You want to get clients? Break your back to get clients. Not literally, figuratively, but, you know?
Yeah.
I like the all-in mentality. It's like be all in, back yourself, or don't, but don't complain. Just like give
I don't
things.
like complaining. Shits me.
With the obsession thing, and like obviously you work hard and you've been working hard from day one, where do you find balance, and do you believe in balance?
Okay. I had no balance because I went all in and I think I got a bit carried away. I think you need to be obsessed. I think you need to be all in, and you do need to work hard, especially like the goals I have for myself. I'm like, I'm going to work hard 5 to 10 years, like hard. And then my ideal is that I can relax, but that's not balance. That's not balance. You know, go crazy for 10 years and then retire early and balance. No, balance is every day. But I didn't have that for ages. And then early last year, I started experiencing really bad anxiety. I had never had anxiety in my life, ever. And I was trying to connect the dots. Why am I all of a sudden can't breathe, can't go places, struggle to talk to people, like struggle to put myself in uncomfy situations? Like that was not me at all growing up. I was like not moving my body, Uber Eats every day, caffeine through the roof, like, and not coffee, pre-workout, C4, shots 3 times a day. Like, no, not weird, right? And I'm sure my sleep was fine, but yeah, like just zero balance, not moving my body. Coming from being in the fitness industry, being obsessed with training, like my life was to look after myself. When I first met my partner, he came over for a movie night and I was like, oh, do you want a snack for the movies? And he's like, yeah, what do you have? I'm like, almonds, popcorn, carrot sticks and hummus. And he was like, that's a snack. Like I was like healthy and fit and whatever, but that was just all I knew and I enjoyed it. To then that, no shit, my body like went under. Anyway, I still suffer from anxiety a little bit. I did cold therapy and breath work and whatever for the whole of last year, and I'm way better now. I wouldn't be sitting here right now if it was early last year. But it really, really triggered a massive, massive red alarm bells for me. Red alarm bells, red alert, whatever.
Yeah.
That you need to have balance. Like it doesn't matter how successful you want to be or whatever. You can be as successful as you want, but if you dig yourself into the grave for it, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
So I had to remind myself. So now like, cool, I don't train as much as when I was a PT, but I do have balance. I walk my dogs every day. I try and do Pilates or gym 3 to 4 times a day. And yes, I still Uber Eats because it is a convenience for me. It's not great, but I'll make better choices and I do cook a lot of my dinners. So there's balance, but I had to learn the hard way. If anyone's listening, don't learn the hard way because anxiety is horrible. Do either of you have anxiety? Or
I used to have really bad gym anxiety.
Okay.
And also whenever I would do anything public speaking related or if like the heat was on me socially, I would break out in hives. Like full-blown
a stress
hives.
rash.
Stress rash
Yeah.
is bad.
Yeah.
I only experienced anxiety last year for the first time as well when I got asked to do that speaking event and I full crashed out. I got asked to, like, I have a podcast. I love public speaking. I'm on social media. I got asked to be a guest speaker at an event and there was like 120 people that were going and I just like full crashed out. I like for a whole week, I couldn't breathe. I was like a zombie walking around. And then after I did it, I was completely fine. But also sometimes you have to, like for my instance, you kind of have to just like go through with what you've committed to and then see, oh, actually I didn't die. Like I'm actually okay and I am capable of doing that. But I've never really experienced anxiety to that extent, no.
Yeah.
Just in certain situations.
I just had too much on my plate and I wasn't at all behind the scenes looking after myself. We had our first pop-up coming up. I was really like naturally anxious that like, are people going to come? Is it going to be shit? Are we going to flop or whatever? I remember that night in sleep at all. And then the only way I got there, is it bad? I had a Valium. Is it bad to say that?
No.
I've got this video. I've got this cold pack on my head. I'm like struggling to breathe. I was like, guys, I just had a Valium. And then that was stressing me out as well because I had never had one before. Like it was the only way I could get there. And then the whole day and the whole weekend was amazing. But I was kind of the same as you. And you're probably, if you did a speaking event for 120 people today, you'd be laughing.
Fine, yeah.
Yeah, that's the same as me. Once I do something once, I'm fine. Like I know what to expect. But for me, my anxiety is the unexpected. And I'm always like, what if I'm sitting in the couch and I faint? Like how embarrassing, what's going to happen? What are they going to think? Where am I going? That's my anxiety is really bad like that. So yeah, going back, you must have balance.
Yeah.
You must. You must.
So what are your daily rituals that you do to like take care of yourself? You mentioned walking your dog, training a couple of times a week.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have like intentional downtime away from your business or not really?
At the moment, no. Yeah. At the moment, no. I would love to be more consistent just every day. Like I used to do breath work every day. I used to sit in front of a red light. I know the benefits. I know how great I feel and how like zen it makes me and just peaceful. But again, kind of going back to business or even holidays and all that jazz, sometimes as the business owner, you do get the scrap. So sometimes, we're just too busy. I have to work. If I'm replying to DMs, I'm replying to DMs at 11 p.m.
Yeah.
I'll have a big team one day and I'll get a little bit more balance on a daily basis. But for now, my weekly balance is really good.
Yeah. It's also about like we've done an episode on balance of like, I personally don't believe balance can exist when you're chasing something that's a big goal. Like you have to make sacrifices. Obviously, we don't want to make sacrifices to the point where we're super anxious and burnt out, but you do need to sometimes look at the whole picture and make certain sacrifices to be able to achieve the goal. Like you said, one day you're going to have a bigger team where you're not going to have to be maybe so front facing or whatever the thing is. But for now, you kind of just have to cop it as the business owner and then just learn how to adapt and move through that as well.
For sure. If I don't go on a holiday for the next 5 years, it wouldn't faze me personally. But everyone else like, you must go on a holiday. Oh my God, you have to go on a holiday. How have you not gone on a holiday? Even like I'm going on a holiday because I want my partner to be able to go on a holiday with me and whatever. But I'm so happy to just do a normal routine until I can be like, okay, done, mint, tick, next thing.
Yeah.
But it's also never like that either because I'm sure in 5 years I might acquire 10 other things that I've added into the business or a side business or help someone else with their business. So I don't know, but it's like I said before, it's a passion. So I don't feel the need to leave and like, oh, this is like, normal, some normal 9-to-5ers that hate their job. They live for the weekends, they live for their annual leave and their holidays. I do not feel any of that.
You love it.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a lot of fulfillment out of it. And I feel like when you feel like fulfillment from what you're doing, even though there's going to be this initial grind phase when it's being built, which I think we just have to accept, trying to look after ourselves while that's happening. But I think that at the end of the day, if you are doing something different, small business is different to 9-to-5, like there's just going to be different requirements of that. For sure. And you just have to accept that.
For sure. I would love to have like annual leave and all that. I think there's benefits of both.
There is.
That's why, like you said before, not everyone should start and own a business. And I tell, like, sometimes I cry to my partner. I'm like, I just wish I didn't start a business and I did a 9-to-5 and I came home and I didn't have to do anything, like anything. And I collected my annual leave, my sick days, and I used it when I wanted, but I wouldn't actually want that. He always reminds me. He's like, you would be the worst employee ever. And I would. I
would get fired day one.
Oh my God. I'd be like, that's really shit. You should do it this way. And they'd be like, we did not ask you.
That would be me as well.
Yeah. I can never imagine working for someone else again.
I'm unemployable. Like if anyone's listening to this podcast, I am 155%. You don't want me working for your business. I am unemployable.
100%.
There is no, I have not
Someone
had a job.
Tell you what to do.
I have had a job. I have my own business. But I mean, I haven't had a traditional 9-to-5 job in like nearly 8 years. I have no employment history. I'm done. I'm done for. So if my business
your resume
fails,
is empty.
You have to hire me. Okay, to wrap up the episode, I want to ask what advice would you give to any woman wanting to start a business in 2026?
All that comes to mind is simple and cheesy. You can do it. Don't you think?
Yeah, I love that.
It doesn't need to be overcomplicated. I don't have any other qualifications than a certificate 3 and 4 from TAFE. Specifically, where did I do TAFE? I don't know. Where did I do TAFE? It's like near Mount Waverley. What's that?
Holmesglen.
No, not Holmesglen. Anyway, this is so irrelevant. But I have no qualifications. I don't really have any academical skills, but I wanted to do something and I fucking did it. So I don't think it takes a specific gender, person, religion, race, type, look. If you want to do something, just give it. The whole point of this episode is give it a red hot crack. Not a mild, lukewarm, yellow crack, a red hot, burning crack. And you can do it.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
For our listeners, where can they find you?
Oh, Ava Active on Instagram or Alice.Taya on Instagram.
We'll leave all of your information in the show notes
That's so kind.
as well.
Also, and you just launched a new range of, what have you done?
Oh,
Tell us everything.
Tell us the full
Yes.
seamless. Is it seamless?
Yeah.
Seam Flex is our trademarked fabric, but it is a seamless fabric. And the collection was called Contour. And it was just our rebrand of that first ever product that I mentioned that I launched. And I was like, this isn't perfect, but it's great and I'll wear it and I love it. And I'm happy to sell it. It is now my current perfect version of that. So that's a bit of a full circle moment. But yeah, I think if I never launched because I, like you said before, didn't think it was perfect, I'd probably say I was in year 1 right now instead of year 4. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. And it did really well. We did like 2,000 sales in the first night, which was crazy.
So cool.
So yeah, I'm not complaining. And so far, neither of my customers.
And will that be a staple part moving forward?
We worked 12 months on the fabric.
Yeah.
And the fit and whatever. So it'll definitely be a staple. Certain colorways and styles like tops will come and go, but the leggings and the shorts staying.
Yeah. I also love Ava. I'm a tall girl. You guys know I'm like nearly 6 foot. I'm a fucking unit.
And wait, I need the listeners to tell us in the comments, how many episodes deep have you heard Kate Morris refer to herself as a fucking unit?
I'm a unit. I'm literally like I'm nearly 6 foot. I'm
Yeah, but you're
huge.
like a petite.
Yeah, but I'm huge. But anyway, Ava Active
not the
does the
right
best
descriptive
tall
word.
flares. So if you're a tall girly and you want pants that actually hit the floor, Ava.
And wide legs.
And wide legs. I'm excited to try them.
Yeah, surely try and haul now.
Surely.
Thank you so much
Thanks
again.
for having me. This was fun.
Thank you.
Bye.